Okay, well,
I mean, not many people picked the Jets to win against the Bengals. I was watching the game.
mhm.
They started off pretty good. I was kind of excited. I was like, okay, Jets football's back, excited. And then I remembered what Jets football is. It's just a series of disappointment.
Better luck
Nah,
next year.
listen, there was things to look forward to. That front seven for the Jets are monsters. That whole defensive fucking front is a scary thing. Leonard Williams alone had 2.5 sacks.
Well, how did their
They-
defense do?
This is the defense I'm talking about. Their fucking defense. They have I swear to God, they have the best fucking defensive line in football, and it's not even close. And that's comparing them to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Not even. I think the Broncos as a whole is a better defense, but just those front fucking DEs and fucking linebackers, it is 7 sacks.
Yeah.
7 sacks they got on Andy Dalton, and the Bengals have an above average offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
So
On paper.
It's scary.
on paper,
I mean, it's been
but it's
proven,
been
too.
proven in the
Yeah.
last couple of years.
They've been
So
dominant
it's
the
not
last
just
couple
on
of years.
paper. Like that's an actual fact.
And like the Cowboys, Jets lost by 1 point. So I feel your pain.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
worst,
your
isn't it?
team, but I feel your pain.
We're actually going into week 2, and tonight it is the Jets versus Bills.
Jets versus Bills, they're going to be wearing the color rush jerseys. There is a slight change to the jerseys this year because last year the whole debacle, you had the Jets wearing all green and Buffalo's wearing all red. First of all, I see Buffalo as blue,
Yeah,
not really red,
yeah.
so I don't know where that came from. But there's a lot
I
of
actually
people out
really
there.
like their blue. I have one of their like majority blue jerseys.
Yeah,
I mean it's actually
nice
very
jersey.
nice too.
And blue's an awesome color. But there's a lot of people that had that color blindness issue where if you put green and red up next to each other, it looks the same. It's just a bunch of guys running around on the field to that. So now it's just all white for the Jets with a little bit of green. So hopefully that kind of clears it up. And they're playing in Buffalo. Let's not forget last season where the Jets had to win in Buffalo to make it to the playoffs. And Fitzpatrick had a crappy game. So
They
let's
got
see.
they got spanked twice by the Bills fucking
They
last year.
can't beat the Bills. They really can't.
Rex Ryan, if he ever steps up for any game, it's against the Jets.
Oh,
Although we all thought the same was going to happen when he played the Ravens, since he used to be the defensive coordinator there. But I mean, that was just an embarrassment. It was 186 total yards or something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
it's not the same division now. You got to think, when the Jets let him go,
It's definitely a much.
he immediately got another
It's
job.
definitely a much.
With their rivals.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you how much these general managers appreciate talented coaches like that, where instantly you have another job the next day.
Honestly, I'm rooting for the Jets, and it's mostly just because I have money on them.
I have money on them also.
Yeah,
The
I
pick'ems.
picked the Jets to cover the spread.
4 points, 3 points.
I had half a point spread on mine. What do you got? Oh, that's BS. Well, I had half a point spread with the Jets getting half a point, and I picked the Bills because the Bills are. So I'm actually rooting against the Jets.
It's 0.5. I
Yeah.
need the Jets to win.
Yeah, Jets.
That's a pretty significant event. That's my 3-point game.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your 5-point game?
Pittsburgh over Cincinnati.
Pittsburgh.
Minus 3.5.
I also got the Giants and Saints this weekend, 1:00 game. Drew Brees.
Sunday?
It's gonna be a college
Sunday,
game.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be a college game. It's gonna be fucking. Listen, no matter what you say, the
Saints are
offense. No, the Saints are not good.
No.
Their offense, though, Drew Brees is just a great quarterback, and he could throw the ball down the field better than anybody else in the league. And he's accurate. I mean, every year the guy puts up 45 to 5,000 fucking passing yards. And he did it without. He's now proven that he can do it without Jimmy Graham too. So it's going to be a shootout like last year. I mean, I'm sure that honestly, I think the Giants are gonna win.
Right.
But I think it's it's going to be one of those high-scoring games again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Giants secondary is going to get lit up, but I think Eli Manning and fucking Odell Beckham Jr. and Sterling Shepard are going to light up.
Yeah.
Should be a fun game.
New Orleans
It should be a
secondary
fun game to watch. Unfortunately, I will not be here on Sunday.
Where are you going to be?
Philadelphia.
Why are you gonna be in Philly?
Oh, right, you're whack. You're going to some faggy concert.
What concert?
Who cares?
I kind of care. I
It's
want to make fun of him about it.
iteration. I don't even know the band. It's like
Doesn't even know the band.
Brianna got a whole bunch of free tickets and just invited me.
Okay.
Let's talk about baseball.
Let's talk about baseball. The Mets right now in the wild card position.
The Mets are in the wild card.
position.
The Mets have the easiest schedule for the remainder of the year.
Well, it is the Mets, so even though it's an easy schedule on paper, because that seems to be the key
Well-
focus today. On paper, they could shit the bed easily.
Oh no, they can, and it's in usual Mets fashion to do that. But I think their overall winning percentage of like all the teams they're versing is like less than 40, or it's like at 40% or less.
Yeah, non-playoff teams.
Every single one of them. They're literally their next 4 games or 3 games is against the worst team in the Twins.
Yeah, so it should be, it's going to get interesting. Finally, some meaningful baseball.
Oh, on top of that,
Not
actually,
for the Yankees.
fuck you.
How are the Yankees doing now?
Well, they're 2 games out of the second wild card. They have
That's
a
not
4-game
bad.
set starting tonight at Fenway against the Red Sox,
Okay,
which
big
could be
game.
very fucking significant. Honestly, if they split these games, they need to beat them.
They just have to,
It has
pretty much
to.
keep winning.
They have to at least get 1 game over them to get within 1 game of that wild card spot. Because if they split, then I think they're done.
Yeah, so they also have Seattle and Detroit in front of them. Toronto holding that final wild card spot,
Yeah.
and Baltimore right ahead of them. So I mean, you just got to keep winning and hope the other teams lose. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Damn, Seattle's won 8 in a row.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Seattle.
Yeah, so
The Mets, what else is lucky for the Mets is the 2 teams that they need to worry about, San Francisco and St. Louis,
both been losing.
are going to be versing each other over the next 4 games. So
That's
while
interesting, yeah.
they beat up on each other,
Just hope it
the
doesn't
Mets just need to beat up on the worst team in the fucking league.
That could be too much to ask for the Mets. Okay, let's just.
Well, I mean, they've been doing it so far.
And the injuries.
You know what I heard on the radio today, actually? Some guy was like, Bryce Harper, 2018. And Mike Francesa was like, you don't touch him. There's no need for him. You don't spend all that money just for a name. I almost agree with that, but then I heard Michael Kay later on in the day talk about Mike Trout. Oh, if you have the opportunity to get Mike Trout, who do you want? You want Aaron Judge? Take him. You want Luis Severino? Take him. You want you want Gary Sanchez? Take him. And I don't agree with that whatsoever.
Well, I mean, you can't just give up any player that you have on your roster.
Well,
for a big name.
Here's the thing. Mike Trout is a known commodity. Every year, he's at least in the top 2 of best player in the league. Since he's come into the league, he's finished no less than 2nd in MVP voting over the last 4 years. And this year, he's going to be within top 3, top 4 too. So I get where they're coming from, where you know what you got in him. You don't know what you got really in Gary Sanchez or all these other guys. But he's going to be a free agent. I understand the Angels aren't going anywhere. So do you really risk losing a franchise cornerstone just to get another one? Especially catchers are much harder. When you get go back to Yankee catchers and like what's happened during Yankee, like when they have a great catcher, Jorge Posada. 4 World Championships, 20 years with the Yankees, right? Thurman Munson, who's the captain, he has 2 or 3 World Championships. He's the best player in the league. Yogi Berra has 10 World Series championships. Again, he has X amount of MVP awards and all these things. I think the position alone, if you can get a catcher who does all these things, I think Gary Sanchez, I don't want to keep rambling on. Gary Sanchez, to me, would be untouchable. If you're going to trade for Mike Trout, you want to take Luis Severino? Okay, the kid hasn't been good this year. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow. Take him. You want Aaron Judge? Kid hasn't really batted. You expect him to hit 40 home runs playing in right field, but you also expect him to strike out 200 times. Take him. Whoever else. We got Gleyber Torres, some stud shortstop in the fucking minor leagues who is rapidly fucking, going to be here sooner rather than later, I would assume, or he's going to be shipped out because we have Didi Gregorius and Jorge Mateo also. You want one of these guys? Take him. But you're not getting the guy who has literally revived this whole team and made this team even worth anything for the whole last half of this year. That's just my opinion.
Pretty good opinion. I mean, it seems that there's a cycle in professional sports is that if you're doing bad, you trade away your big pieces to get either draft picks or young prospects. And then you keep building up until you have such a giant pool that if you feel like you're going to make the playoffs and actually win it, you trade away some of those pieces to bring in big names again. So, I mean, it seems as though the Yankees are in that spot where they do have, a plethora of the youthful talent. They might be interested, what are they, 2 games behind the wild card? Yeah, 2 games. It's close. It's close to making the playoffs. So they might go into next year thinking, hey, you know what, we got close with all those young people. Let's see, maybe we could trade one of these away and bring in someone that can help us make that push.
They have a lot of talent in the minor leagues. And it's talent where they can give up a guy like Jorge Mateo. They can give up and somebody else. If you want to give up a Jorge Mateo and a Luis Severino, and maybe a draft pick, and you get a guy like Mike Trout, that's great. But then you have to kind of work other things out. You have Ellsbury for 4 more years after this year. He signed a 70-year contract. He's only in year 3. The guy's still got $90 million. So either you're going to eat half of that while trading him to another team, just to make room. Then you got guys in the minor leagues who, like Clint Frazier, who's an outfielder. Now you got to find a spot for him. So now you got to look to get rid of. I think they can get rid of Gardner this year, and I think they can get rid of who else? They're not. I don't think they're going to be able to trade Ellsbury. I think they can trade Gardner, which would free up 1 spot in the outfield. But then what do?
Stop it! I see.
What?
Stop it!
I'm sorry.
He's fucking staring at me like he got a crush on me or something.
Sorry, I'm getting bored over here.
All right,
So,
now that we're done with the Yankees show.
I don't know baseball.
Now that we're done with the Yankees show, shall we move on?
Yes, we can move on. Sorry.